welcome to Beyond the Headlines. I'm Roy Counts, and with me in the studio is Mr. Madhav Pradhan. Welcome to the show, Madhav.
Thank you, Roy, and it's a pleasure to be on your show.
Great to have you, Madhav, on the show. So, Madhav Pradhan is a former Assistant Commissioner of Maharashtra Police. My usual guest, Sunil Kaushal, is away today, but Madhav is not standing in for him. Madhav actually is a special guest on our show today because we're going to discuss something very important. And I think a lot of our viewers have asked us to discuss this event. So this morning, today is Thursday, we woke up to the great news that Arnab Goswami, who was arrested in Mumbai, and I think illegally, was released by the Supreme Court. He was given bail, rather, by the Supreme Court, and he's out on bail now. So that was great news.
उनके वेलकम के लिए, उनके स्वागत के लिए सैकड़ों हजारों की भीड़ यहाँ पहुंची है। उनके वेलकम के लिए लोग उन्हें एक झलक देखने के लिए यहाँ पहुंचे।
The game has just. We will have to fight a lot more in the coming few days. Are you ready to fight? I want everyone to hear from the Republic newsroom. वो सत्ता का दुरुपयोग करके सोचते हैं अपनी पुरानी सोच और पुराने तरीकों से इस नेटवर्क को जिसने हम सब लोगों ने मिलकर बनाया है इसको तोड़ेंगे। और मुझे गर्व है जो भी रिपोर्टिंग हमने की है। And I want to tell them, we, all of us, we don't owe an explanation to these politicians to define what our journalism will be. Nation first, no compromise. Let the fight begin. मैं आज जब मुझे बोला तलोजा जेल के बाहर, इन्होंने सोचा था, इनकी हिम्मत थी सोचने के लिए कि एक आदमी का मनोबल तोड़ के एक नेटवर्क का मनोबल तोड़ेंगे। क्या हमारा मनोबल टूटेगा? क्या हमारी आवाज कम होगी?
So last week, if you remember, we had the entire episode on the Arnab Goswami saga and what happened and how the Maharashtra police, rather the Mumbai police, detained him as if he was a terrorist for a civil case. So we have Madhav here, who has been a former assistant commissioner of police, and Madhav also has been a firearms expert. He is a firearms trainer. He trained the United Nations forces in Kosovo. So Madhav comes here with a lot of experience about how the police work. And Madhav, we want to ask you a few questions which a lot of our viewers and a lot of people in India have been talking about. Now, one of the things which the people are very angry about, until Arnab was released, they say that the central government, especially Amit Shah and Mr. Modi, should have intervened and done something. Now, as a police officer and as someone who knows the law, do you think the government, the central government of India, Modi and Amit Shah, could they have done anything in this case?
Not actually. I think what central government has done is the right thing because it's a state matter. Any investigations or anything done is a state matter. It's only in the case where the central agency will start investigating that they can question.
So like CBI.
CBI,
okay,
yeah.
I see.
So if CBI, for example, if in future if they find that these people have done some criminal act by arresting Arnab, and they file a case, then the CBI will investigate, and then CBI can come in and they can do whatever with the people involved in that case.
So the reason, so what you're saying is that what the Bombay, rather the Maharashtra police did, regardless of whether it is legal or illegal, currently they are within their rights to do it.
Yes,
Yeah, because the central government can't. The Modi can't step in and say, why did you arrest this person?
That's right.
Or he can't step in and, for example, dismiss the police commissioner. He can't do that. Because a lot of Indians was thinking that why is the central government not doing this?
It's not so easy that the central government will just come into play and then they'll dismiss the commissioner of police.
Yeah.
Because then the state government will get a upper hand.
Yes.
And they will start making a noise.
Right.
And then you know how things work in India.
That's
they can have riots and things like that.
So technically, the government can transfer a commissioner of police or any officer even from the state, in the state, IPS officer. Can they do that?
No, they can take action. They can take action against him, but they have to. It's a process. You can't just. They can't just remove him because. Though he is a central government employee under the Indian police, he is still now designated to the state, where the state has the responsibility to take whatever action.
So all the transfers and all will be done by the state.
That's right. Yeah, they can't do the
because many people, they were saying, why can't they just transfer? Why can't Amit Shah transfer, Paramveer Singh?
No, it's not. It's not the way it works.
It's great to have a voice like yours because that's exactly what a lot of people were talking about, and they were saying this is so. It's great to know that the government actually did. I mean, the central government in India actually did the right thing. Many people were saying they should dismiss the state government, but I think for an individual case you can't do that, can you?
No, it's not right also, and they will not do that because then the same thing will apply to them. What we are not saying about the state government, that they are taking law into the hand. So the same thing will apply there.
And if the central government had gone on emotion and done this, you're very right. People would have actually, they would have been in the bad books.
Yeah, that's right. And the Maharashtra government would have taken advantage of that.
Right.
They would have instigated riot. Right. That's what my thinking is.
Absolutely, and the politicians are quite capable of doing that. They would have done some arson and looting and really made the situation worse.
Yeah, because I just saw a video clip where somebody is saying that Arnab Goswami, during his release, he paid people to have a crowd there, which is absolute nonsense.
Absolutely.
So the amount of following Arnab Goswami has is tremendous.
That's right. And I think, what the government, Maharashtra government has done, they made him a hero. They made him a martyr. If they had not done this, if they just continued harassing him that they were, with giving him show cause notice and asking him to appear.
That's right.
They could have kept doing it. But doing this big dramatic thing, they actually fell, flat on their backsides.
That's right. And then now he's become a leader now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And these people are looking like fools.
That's it. And as we saw in the clip, when we started this show, he's got tremendous following. And people, I saw the clips. They were interviewing some people, and some of them came from Rajasthan and all. They said we came.
This is a big following.
Yeah, one fellow said, I came from Rajasthan only to do Bhook Hartal, which is a hunger strike.
That's right.
Yeah, he says I want to, but he said before I could start it, the Supreme Court gave bail. This also, just to digress a little bit, this also shows that we should have faith in the judicial system. Or we means the Indians.
Yeah, they have to have, because then what is the other solution?
That's right,
So you have to have faith in the judicial system.
Right.
Like even Supreme Court has come heavily onto High Court, saying that they didn't do their job of protecting somebody's personal liberty.
That's right. Yeah. Now, Madhav, as a former police official of high rank and of long standing, how much political interference do you people face, or did you face in your time, or?
No, there is always possibility of a political interference. Not that it happens with every case.
That's right.
But it depends what is the connection of the case with the politicians.
That's right.
So that's why I feel here they are taking all these decisions because there is somebody in the government who is connected with those cases.
That's right.
That's why they don't want that to come up.
Yeah. But weren't you surprised that the government actually did this big dramatic arrest, send
Yeah, that's
40
right. Absolutely not required. One single officer could have gone and arrested him.
Yeah, if you want to show an arrest, one person could have done it.
Yeah, even one person. So it's not required. What is he going to do to the officer?
That's right. He's not a terrorist.
He's not a terrorist. So if one officer and one constable, that was more than enough to even arrest him.
That's right. Or they could have summoned him to the police station, and he always kept coming to the police station.
Yeah, they could have done that very slyly. They could have said, okay, they summoned him and then arrested him there.
In the police station.
In the police station, so that you don't have a drama.
Yeah. So basically, they did all this just for a show of strength, to see how they were the assault rifles and.
I don't know, show of strength or what. I think they are a bit idiotic.
Yeah.
they don't know their job.
And the funny thing is, they sent that Sachin Vaze, who is the encounter specialist. Now, what was the use of sending an encounter specialist when he is not?
That's right. He's got a very bad reputation. So I don't think I don't want to comment on him.
Yeah.
Because.
Yeah, I mean, whatever has to be said about him has already been said. It's there on social media.
Yeah.
People know about his
That's
background
right,
and what he's done. So the other thing I wanted to ask you, Madhav, just to clarify it for our viewers. So there was when they arrested Arnab, they wanted police custody, and the lower court judge, the magistrate said that denied that police custody and
That's
said.
Right.
We will be taken into judicial custody. Yeah. Can you explain to our viewers what is the difference between a police custody and what happens there and a judicial custody?
No, what happens is, it's like the process is like that. Once you arrest somebody, within 24 hours you have to place him before the magistrate.
Okay, produce him in court.
Produce him before the court and then place your facts why you want him in police custody. Basically, police custody, you need police custody if you want some more information to come out.
Okay.
And which you think is likely to come out if you keep him in police custody and interrogate him.
That's right.
So that's a police interrogation. If they can do, then it is police custody.
Yeah.
But otherwise, the magistrate will first see what are the circumstances, and then he says, no, if the police don't require for any interrogation or police custody, he will put him into judicial custody.
That's right.
And usually the period is for 14 days.
Okay.
But in between that period,
you can get bail.
You can get bail. Right. Whether even in police custody you can get bail. It's not a question that you can't get bail in police this thing if it is in police custody. Yeah. But police custody is basically meant to get new facts and more facts which will connect with the case and which will help to prove the case.
So in a police custody, the person is kept in the police station, in that small cell in the police station.
That's right, yeah.
Okay. And a judicial custody, they have to go to the
jail.
Jail.
So which is under a jail authority. It is not under police.
Or like
any central jail or whatever. So
like in Bombay we have that
the Arthur jail.
Arthur Road jail.
Yeah, Arthur Road jail. So in Thana you have. So you got at all district places and everywhere you have these central jails kind of.
Okay.
Things.
So judicial custody means the person is sent to the central jail and they are under the jail
authority, not under the police. Though they wear a similar uniform,
but they're not there.
So they are not the police, and so they don't have the police powers.
So keeping a person in police custody, the fear is that they can actually be given third degree or tortured or beaten up, or they can be cajoled. It is possible.
It could be done. Yeah, it's not an impossibility. Yeah. Because still we haven't evolved.
That's right. Yeah.
We're still using those kind of third degree tactics, which is not required in modern world.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, because you've got so many other things which you can.
Later on in this segment, Madhav, I'm going to talk to you about the police reforms. But before I talk to you, I still want to just continue talking about what happened here.
Yeah.
So, for example, let's say that. ACP like you or your boss or DCP gets instruction from the Commissioner of Police that certain action has to be taken, and you at your level, because you are a high-ranking officer yourself, decide that it is an illegal order. What is the legal recourse you have? Do you have to follow the order?
No, you don't have to follow superiors' illegal orders, but they have to be illegal.
Yeah.
If they are giving you legal orders, if you don't follow, then they can. Take departmental action that you're not dereliction of duty.
Yeah, okay.
Because you're not doing your duty when superiors have told you. But you have to then put out all your case, how it is illegal.
Okay.
So, and tell them that I'm not going to follow.
Yeah.
And it has happened with me also.
Okay.
So the Commissioner of Police of Mumbai asked me to discharge some very high profile accused.
Someone whom you had arrested. Yeah.
Whom I had arrested.
So you got an order to say release them, he said.
He says discharge them. So they say that okay, there's nothing, no evidence behind them, and you discharge them, and because he's interested in that.
Yeah.
And
He had some connection with
See,
that.
whatever connections. So
Yeah.
they are high profile people. They were very, one of them was a
Well-known person.
well-known person, ex deputy secretary of Maharashtra. One was a solicitor.
So you had arrested all of them.
And they were basically they were the complainant in that case.
Okay.
But during my investigation, I found that they were involved in that. So I had arrested them, and then I had got this, and I said, no, I'm sorry, I can't do that.
So you refused that?
Yeah, I refused, and then he also told my DCP that you transfer the case from
your hands?
From my hands and give it to. So the DCP said, yeah, fine, I'll do that, but you please give me in writing. With which he couldn't go because that's illegal.
Yeah. So he gave you oral order?
He gave me an oral order, which I refused. But he couldn't do anything. Right. He didn't do anything. He didn't transfer me. Right. He didn't suspend me. He didn't take any department inquiry against me or anything. Yeah. Because he knew that.
Now in Arnab's case, everything probably was done by the book. So the officers who may have come to arrest him, they probably couldn't have disobeyed an order. Like suppose, because it's very obvious that if you have come with 40 policemen, with a convoy of vehicles, with assault rifles, machine guns and all of that, and you come with an encounter specialist and you barge into the house with about 8 or 10 officers, it must have been planned. So someone must have planned and said, we will do it like this. Yeah. It is not that in the morning they decided that we will.
No, it's a planned thing.
So whoever was involved in that, could they have said, no, this is excessive, we cannot do this?
No, of course. They could I don't know. Somebody might have even done that, and he must have gone out of. He said, "I'm not going to do it. You want."
So they must have said, "You don't go to this again."
No, he will say, "I don't want to do it." They'll ask somebody else to do it.
Someone who's more malleable.
Yeah. And see, basically, what they want is they want people who are corrupt.
Right.
See, then when people are corrupt, they are under their thumb.
Okay, I can scratch your back, you scratch my back.
No, not only that, they are under the thumb. So if you say no, then they are going to open up cases against you.
Okay, I see.
So they will say, this guy will say, okay, let me do what
the boss is saying.
What am I going to lose? The bosses have told me. And it's better to do that than getting involved and getting caught in some other. So that is a basic idea. That's the same. It's come through the British rule. British rule also, they made police corrupt.
Right. In fact, that is what I want to actually now talk about. About the police reforms. I have spoken to you very often about police stuff, and one of your key themes you keep saying is that the police. The type of policing that we do in Maharashtra, or rather in Mumbai, is a throwback to the British times. We are almost like as if it is under British rule.
Yes,
so what are some of the things that the police do which you think should be changed in the modern world?
What I think is that they should use this modern methods to investigate cases, not use third degree methods. See, the problem is why they are using third degree is because they don't have enough resources, they don't have enough time. They are so much overburdened that they want results immediately. So what is the other solution? Quick solution is to use third degree.
Beat them up.
But then there's a negative point to this. See, you can beat somebody and get a false confession. And which suits you. That's why it's not right.
In fact, you're so right, because even in New Zealand in the 1950s, there were so many cases, where police officers extracted confessions from, because they assumed that this fellow is and years later, then the government had to give compensation because it was found that
they were not the travesty of justice.
Because the police wanted to close the case, so they extracted confession. So today, when I first came to New Zealand, I was a bit concerned that the police here are almost toothless, that, as if they have got their hands tied behind the back. But when you come to think of these things, it's good that, sometimes the police are within the law, otherwise we will have a police who can do anything.
That's right.
And in fact, even during the COVID, lockdown, there was a temporary rule where the police could just go into your house.
And arrest if you didn't follow the rules. COVID
and
rules.
A lot of Kiwis, they have protested against that. And that is really, we don't want that kind of police state.
Yeah, that becomes a police state.
yeah.
So in the civilized world, I don't think you need a police state.
Correct.
But if people are criminals, if they are going to come and beat you up and things like that, then you need to use force.
Yeah.
So you can't.
Now, see, although Arnab is out on bail on the abetment to suicide case, and I'm going to come back to the police reforms in a second. So although he's out, on the abetment, but the police have still made a case that he resisted arrest, and they can still arrest him for that. Or can he get anticipatory bail for that?
He must have applied for anticipatory bail.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I don't think this thing. Yeah. That they are going to do.
Yeah.
So they have registered a case against his wife. They have registered a case against his son.
Yeah. So they will keep harassing him.
That's the whole idea is that, see. And that is what the police version is.
Yeah.
See, who's their witness?
Yeah.
Their own people.
Their own people, their own police.
Yeah. So that's why they are coming in 40, 50 people. They are all 40 people, 50 people, but they are not. They don't become independent witness now.
I see. Okay.
Because they are all belonging to the police.
Yeah.
So they have to be an independent witness to say that this has happened.
So the only way out for Arnab is if this case is closed. Now I think just before we started shooting, you were telling me that the officer who had closed that suicide case, that Anvay Nayak's case, he was also arrested by the
he was arrested.
The Raigad police. He was from the Raigad police.
Yeah, that's right. So which is absolutely I don't know. I can't think of any word.
Yeah.
They can't be doing all this.
I think we just need to tell our listeners, like when a case is closed, I think there are 3 categories of closures.
A, B, and C.
A, B, and
Their
C.
summaries A, B, and C.
So A summary means that we don't know who is the.
Yeah, the incident has happened.
Yeah, but we are
unable to find out the actual culprits or whatever, or there is not enough evidence to prove against the
who is responsible.
Yeah, who is responsible.
Yeah, so that is known as the A closure. A summary.
Yeah.
So this Anvay Nayak, when he committed suicide, in his suicide note he said that these 3 people owe me money, and because they owe me money, I'm committing suicide, and my debtors can collect the money from these 3 people. That's what he wrote in his letter. So when the police investigated, they found that there was no direct evidence.
No, of course not, because see, 90% of the money was paid to him.
Yeah.
So it was 10% which was remaining.
So there was no
that's a civil matter now.
Yeah.
So he has to go to the civil court and get orders to get that 10%.
Yeah.
But then I really don't know how he has spent so much of money on these people. On what? How do you? I will not spend money on somebody who is not going to give me. If he doesn't give me my first info, I'll say stop. I'm not going to do it.
Correct. Yeah.
End of the story. Yeah.
And the funny thing is that there was, out of the 3 people who owed money to this person who committed suicide, one person owed him 4.5 crores. But the main case was done against
Arnab,
who only, I think he
10% was remaining.
So 80 lakhs or something.
So
something
85 lakhs was there. 90% was I think paid.
Yeah. So the police officer who closed the case under A summary, saying that there is no, we don't know who.
There is no evidence to prove the case, basically.
Yeah. So he was arrested. So what happens in a summary? So once the police officer says, I'm what does is he solely responsible?
No. So he probably that investigating officer should be at the level of PSI or maybe even Havaldar.
That means police sub-inspector.
Police sub-inspector.
Or constable.
Yeah. Or even in official area, sometimes even the head constable does the investigation.
He can close the case. Okay.
But then he doesn't close it just like that. He has to put everything in writing to his superiors, to which the superiors will go through it, and if they agree with this thing, they will say yes. If they don't, they will say no. So in this case, it has at least gone through to the level of the DYSP,
that is
before
Deputy
Superintendent of Police, which is similar as ACP in Metropolitan Police.
So like your level.
Yeah. So it has gone to him.
So it must have gone to 3 levels.
Yeah.
So it must have gone to the person who first was investigating it. He took it to his boss, and his boss must have finally given it to the Deputy DYSP. Okay.
And that is where I don't know why those people are not arrested.
Right.
If he is arrested, the investigating officer is arrested, then these people should have also been arrested because they are in link with that. They have said yes. If they have said no, then it's a question.
So you can't go and arrest the lowest officer who actually
they cannot.
Yeah,
because investigation officer has those powers to do that.
So that means this is again another witch hunt. So when the government actually arrested that original officer who had closed the case.
That is what they want to show, that the officer was manipulated.
So I think our viewers are getting an idea that the entire exercise which happened, with this dramatic arrest of Arnab and all the cases which were re-investigated, reopened, and that's something we didn't even speak about because the case was closed, and then the government went and reopened.
Yeah, on their own. See, basically they should have gone to the court.
Yeah. And got an order
sought the permission,
Yeah.
and then if the court says yes, and as per what I understand, see, even that when they go for permission, it doesn't even go to the magistrate.
Right.
See, the registrar there will look at that and he will permit on behalf of the magistrate.
Oh, okay.
Or he'll put the paper just to the magistrate saying, okay, this is there and I
Just
see
rubber
that.
stamp it.
And then the magistrate will sign it.
Oh, okay.
So
They didn't do it. But,
They didn't do
but
it.
the High Court said that the case was not a re-investigation, but it was a further investigation. I think they used a technical...
Correct. Further right. That is only you can reopen that a summary only if you get new facts.
So there was no new facts.
So I don't see they are showing any new facts.
Yeah.
They are just saying the old things.
Yeah.
If there are new facts which are come to light, then you can say, okay.
If someone came with new evidence or some new proof or something.
Which will link to Arnab Goswami, then it's within their right to do that. But I don't see anything which is, I haven't heard anywhere on the media saying that these are the new facts.
Cases, So this is very obviously that this is a actual witch hunt.
It's absolutely witch hunt.
Yeah. And as we have been saying on this show in the last 2 weeks, Paramveer Singh is actually, we have said it openly, he's basically a crooked officer. He's doing the bidding of his political masters, which, he's wearing that lion on his cap. He shouldn't be doing that,
He's not supposed to do that. He has to go by the oath.
By the constitution,
and
by his oath.
That's right,
And this is really, it has brought...
It's shocking. It is shameful.
Yeah.
And I don't know what else I can say.
Let's tell the viewers that before the show, while I was talking to you, Madhav actually said that he's ashamed of, even being called that he was part of the Mumbai police at one time because of the,
what is happening now.
Yeah.
Because this is not expected of...
because the Bombay police was, the Mumbai police was very reputed. It's almost 250-year-old organization.
That's right,
and
so they put everything to the...
And especially when you are taking action against a journalist, who is, by definition, he is supposed to bring out facts. He is supposed to talk about things which others don't talk about because he's got the media. And when you try to suppress such a person, all that will happen is it will come against you.
Yeah, it is. So that's why he's become a hero now.
Yeah.
And this is all going to go against these people.
I mean, the funny thing is, just to digress, the Shiv Sena, which is the ruling, one of the constituents of the government in Maharashtra, they stood for elections in the Bihar elections. They put candidates in 70 seats, 7-0.
Yeah.
Do you know what happened? All the 70 candidates lost their deposit.
Yeah,
it's a record in Indian history. The last time this happened was when the Congress lost deposit in 63 seats.
Yeah.
The first time in Indian history, the Shiv Sena lost deposit in 70 seats, all 70 seats.
So they have competed with Congress, and they've done better than the Congress in this matter.
Absolutely. I feel very bad because the Shiv Sena under Bal Thackeray was a force to reckon with, and Bal Thackeray was he was a massive leader. He was, charismatic leader, and he had a huge following. And his son has completely put the father's name into the mud.
Absolutely.
I mean, regardless of what you can, when Bal Thackeray died, people from across the spectrum paid respects to him because whether you like him or not, he was a legend.
That's right. Yeah.
A legendary politician, and legendary figure. And his son has completely, he spoiled the name of the Shiv Sena, spoiled the name of Maharashtra, spoiled the name of Mumbai, the Mumbai police. I mean, such...
And his own father.
And his own father, such incompetence. Madhav, I am really,
and funny part
millions of Indians, I am, upset about what happened.
Yeah, and the funny part is, I was his personal security officer for Bal Thackeray.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
I see.
When I was in SPU, Special Protection Unit of Maharashtra Police, and I used to be his personal security officer for him, for Amitabh Bachchan.
I see.
Yeah, so all the high profile people.
Okay.
So I have seen them very closely.
Close,
so I know what things and how things happen.
Yeah, in the late 90s, I had the privilege of interviewing Bal Thackeray. I interviewed him for about 2.5 hours, one-on-one alone.
Okay.
After the interview was only half an hour, but after we finished the interview, we were just chatting.
That's
and he's a very good storyteller,
Of course.
He's so, he's magnetic. He was so magnetic,
right.
And his sense of humor. When you listen to his rabble-rousing speech, you would not expect that he's got such a great sense of humor.
Correct. That's right.
And his son has got none of these qualities. I'm so sad to say.
He shouldn't be in politics.
Yeah.
Because then you need those qualities.
Absolutely.
Then only you can be in politics.
And even he is an accidental chief minister. There was no chance of him becoming.
That's
if,
right.
If the BJP Sena alliance had been together,
that's right.
He wouldn't have been in the Legislative Assembly anyway.
No, that's right.
Some other Shiv Sena leader would have been the leader of the of the Sena Legislative Party. So Uddhav Thackeray wouldn't even have been in the Legislative Assembly. So it's really sad, the kind of things that has happened in Mumbai. And Madhav, it has been wonderful chatting to. Actually, I wanted to even talk to you about some other issues, but the discussion got so interesting. So I think we'll just stick to this topic. It was wonderful having your insights and all the kind of stories that you told us. And I hope to get you again on the show, regularly when we encounter such issues, so we can actually get a first-hand information from you as to what things are. Otherwise, we we think that why didn't Amit Shah do anything? He can't do anything, as you pointed out. So thank you so much for coming to the studio and sharing your insights with us, Madhav. I also want to take the opportunity to wish our viewers a very happy Diwali.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I also wish all the viewers happy Diwali and a prosperous New Year.
Right, and I hope we put all of this, bad things which happened in 2020 behind us, and look forward to, because Diwali also marks the new year for Hindus.
That's right.
Yeah, so we hope that the new year brings us prosperity, and we put all the bad things behind us.
Bad things, including the COVID.
Including COVID and including what happened in Maharashtra and Mumbai. So I hope even for Arnab it's a happy, and it's a good thing that he came back before Diwali. So everyone is very happy about that, and we want to thank the Supreme Court of India for really upholding personal liberties.
That's right. And you are going to have the full judgment afterwards, because that was an interim one.
That's right. Yeah.
But you're going to have a full judgment which he is going to.
And we'll see how this thing pans out. We have not heard the last of it. And Madhav, we'll get you back again to talk more about when the issue boils over. So thank you so much, and thank you viewers for being with us. Once again, a happy Diwali, and we will see you again next Friday, same time at 7:30.
Thank you, Roy, and it was a pleasure to be.
Thank you, sir.